Hey guys, I hope you're having a really great Tuesday. Myself and Candice Langlois, Ignite Your Balance, we're going to jump on live here there's Candice, to just talk about renewing your heart as well as, here we go, as well as getting into alignment and do a little bit of a recap of our retreat because it was amazing this past week. And hey, Candice, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Still like full of energy and excitement after this past weekend. So you guys, Candice has been a co-facilitator at the retreats for this one and the one before it, and will be for the next two. And I just wanted to have her on today to like ask a few questions. Let's start off, dive right in.
Okay.
What was one of your favorite moments from this weekend as we took women into a space of connection and alignment and community? They gained a lot of skills and tools and went through movement. But what would you say your favorite moment was?
I think my favorite from both of them actually is watching almost like the light bulbs go off, like their actual aha moments. So whether it didn't matter what thing we were doing, whether it was yoga or breath work or the body talk or anything like that, it was where they became vulnerable in those moments. So whether it was a little bit of the tears or just the oh my gosh kind of thing, it was so good when they saw things in themselves and they didn't necessarily even verbalize what they were thinking, but they may have been like, oh, I get it now. And it was just, or even it was just the look in their eyes and stuff like that, where you could see where they were starting to really connect in with themselves and be honest with themselves of what they needed, what they wanted, all of those things. So it was so amazing to watch. I could have sat and watched it for ever in a day. It was so good.
And a couple of people were like, we need to extend that session because I have so many more questions once they got the hang of what we were doing and feeling their body say yes to them or no. And we were looking for a hell yes or a hell no. And that's how we make a lot of decisions in our life, you and I. And, we've been doing this work for a while, and it's still a huge journey that we're always going to be on, but introducing other people to this and other women to this kind of concept of let's listen to our bodies, and not in the, hey, I'm going to have a bath way, although there's nothing wrong with that, in let's get aligned in our life and our heart and our decisions. And I think next time, Candice, we have to I was paying attention personally, witnessing it, but I swear I have to film it on camera the moment where it was, that worked. That's so cool. And it's my favorite. Full on goosebumps right now. So what else do you think what other takeaways do you have from the retreat, personally, or that you think the women might need?
You know what, honestly, as a facilitator for one of these retreats, especially if you're, if you haven't been doing things in a group environment, so I've done a lot of one-on-one with people and not necessarily in a group environment. And for me personally, I think one of the things I took away is that I need to do more group stuff, because having other people there to kind of jump in and support other women, support each other women, and just people in general. It could be a men's retreat, could be whatever, but having the other people there to support each other, and even see the fact that when you're watching someone else go through it, you have your own aha moments about yourself, about the things that you're feeling. It's almost like a validation for you as well. So, seeing them see things in themselves, or be able to witness and support someone else who was maybe struggling to come to terms with the reality of the questions they were asking and the implications that they had, just allowing themselves to be vulnerable for someone else, so that they could also be vulnerable. So I think for me, just taking away being the fact that, doing this in group sessions is something amazing, and so cool to be a part of. Also, that I need to listen to my own truth as well. I think I had on the first one, especially quite a few aha moments for myself in terms of, what am I doing? Am I being truthful to myself in watching these women go through some of the things? So I think for me, it all relates.
No, it reinforces our own life and our own decisions, and reminds, oh yes, it's almost like you get to experience it, facilitate it, but experience it and take that upgrade, that up level as well, personally.
Yes.
At least
Yes.
that's how I felt after both of them. Like, okay, I need to find more alignment in this space now. I need to follow my heart with this option. Like, it reinforces if you're following your intuition and your gut, it reinforces those decisions too, and like leads to a more powerful place, I think, or more conviction in what you're doing, right? I think that's
Yeah.
and then we birth new ideas. We come out of this with like amazing creative flow. I don't know if you got to go out in nature yesterday at all and just kind of walk around or anything, just take time for yourself. And for me, it was like idea. And one of my favorite things after seeing the aha moments of others is all the messages that come piling through afterwards and literally like fill my heart so much. And comments like, this was the best day of my life. And that's not even just one person saying that after these retreats. It's multiple people saying it. And their messages about how they've used it with their kids or they've taught their husband. And it's just like, oh, yes, right? I know when we do these, they're going to land well with people, but it's just like so much more magical when it comes back around like, yes, you know?
And I think the one thing too that I got out of these two is, you know, I teach clients to use these tools, and none of us are perfect. And the fact remains that there are times where, you know, I have a flurry of tools at my disposal, and do I get stuck? Yes. Do I remember I have them? Sometimes no. And I'm like 2 days later after I've been miserable, I'm like, what am I doing? I'm not using them myself. I'm not using them. So, you know, it also reminds me that I need to share the tools. I need to share all those things with people because, you know, it's a reminder for myself to use them as well in those moments so that I can stay in my truth, in my alignment, and, you know, ensure that my life is on the right path. I'm staying in my path as well. So.
And I think that brings us to like vision. One of my visions is creating community through these retreats and with these people. They already feel like friends, and some of them are, and some of them are people I've met just online, and some people I've never met.
So many amazing people. Oh my gosh.
And now we get to connect in with amazing women, and we've been doing that for years, but now it's like bringing them in to show them there are people who are amazing and supportive and positive out there. So I see a vision of creating community around it, and I don't know exactly what that looks like yet, but that you reminded me of that because we need reminders to use our tools. They're going to need even more reminders than us. And that's why it's like the call a friend or post it quickly to the group, or, you know, share a win from that day when you used a tool or you did your breathing, or, you know, a yoga or a breathwork video that you found that you really love. So creating community and showing people that there is community out there, especially after all of this. So I mean, you and I, we can talk for hours.
Yeah, we could do this forever, guys.
We are going to
and it happens all the time.
It does, yeah. And it's really fun for us. But there's more. So we released a retreat for April 23rd. This had been brewing after the last one. And it's on finding alignment and finding your true north. Like, what's your true north compass? And this came about because lots of people, ourselves included, have felt a little bit wobbly or a lot wobbly or wishy-washy. Like, what is my direction now after all this? Many people have reprioritized life and made big changes and small changes. And so it can feel kind of like, whoa. So we built this next one around finding alignment, getting even more in tune with your intuition and following those steps. That one for April 23rd was gone before I even released it to social media, just with our VIP group of previous attendees and those who are on the email list. So we've opened up a second date, right? And we literally, guys, if you've been to the retreats, you know, Candice and I were like, are we doing another one? And our bodies were like, yep. And we're like, okay, is it, I was like, I'll do it Sunday. Sunday makes sense to me. Nope. My body said, nope. I'm like, is it Friday? Oh, okay. You know, and my logical brain says, oh, people have to work, da, 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 da. but it doesn't matter because
No.
we're trusting and following our intuition, and the people who are meant to be there will be there, and it will be exactly perfect and what it needs to be. So we've opened up April 22nd. We can send you, either of us can send you a link. Colleen Lindberg, who is an incredible intuitive channeling woman who we both worked with, she's going to be facilitating part of it. We're going to do some interesting movements. We're not doing yoga time.
I'm so excited for this, guys. Like, I'm going to be a facilitator, but I am super excited for these 2 days because, the
ripple effects are just like,
so
like we're watching the first one start to ripple, and it's growing as far as what the women have received, and now their families, and now their friends, right? And then this one's going to go deeper and be more, it's just going to be more. So what I love, and if you haven't been to one, that doesn't matter, because everything is like from the ground up. It's your personal journey that you take deeper, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's funny that we say we asked our bodies. It was like the minute you posted that one, I was saying to Wendy, I'm like, you need a second. We need a second. And she's like, no, well, I just put it out. And I'm like, no, we need a second. And literally like that we did. And it's so funny how with these, the calling comes from the energy of all of our people around us and that. And I just think that this one is going to be just hands down amazing. And to your point about like, if you haven't attended the other two or a different retreat, or you're not using your intuition,
no idea what we're talking about right now.
If you have no idea about what we're talking about, this is the thing. You will be at the retreat you are meant to be at. You will start at the place that you're meant to start at. So never feel like, oh, I didn't go to any of the other ones and I have no idea what's going on and I'm just going to be lost. That is not true at all. You will be where you're meant to be. That's the way it always happens, the way it's designed, because you have to be, you're supposed to be in a certain environment with certain people, all of that. Everything flows the way it's supposed to happen. So if you didn't make it on the 23rd and you can make it, prioritize to make it on the 22nd, join us. If either of those 2 dates don't work, there's more coming, and you're going to be able to be at one of those. Just make sure you're on the VIP list, and you'll get the first info when it all comes out.
Yeah, exactly. So I've put a link in my bio that leads to all the upcoming retreats, and I
will put a link in mine.
Speak of the May one, the one for end of May, even though we're not releasing exactly much around that yet. We're still building. Well, we know what we're doing for it, but we want to focus on sort of one container at a time. But yeah, you guys, if you're interested, don't wait. Get on the pre-registration, because it'll be gone probably by the end of today or early tomorrow, and there's lots of time to plan or take a day off work or whatever. So if this calls for you, obviously don't feel pressure, because there will be more. But if you're like, yes, what they're saying is tapping on my heart or knocking, then just come. We would love to see you in our small intimate setting. And yeah, I can't wait to see where this goes in the future. We have so many beautiful ideas, and we're pulling on so many different skilled and gifted and talented people to be part of our facilitation team. So yeah, I just wanted to pop on and basically relive that energy, right?
And the energy is like you said, it's continuing. And I feel it, even though our first one was 2 weeks ago or over 2 weeks ago now, you still feel the energy off of that one, which is so amazing. So I think it's, if you need to kickstart yourself and you're just feeling a little stuck, not sure what you should be doing or where you want to go, or you want to make changes, or you have made changes and they're just not flowing for you, whatever you feel pulled to, it will be amazing for you. And I think you will not regret taking time off if that's what you need to do. That's all I can say.
Awesome. Well, you have an amazing day. I'm gonna go let my whining dogs out. Of course they start chatting. I'm like, hey,
I gave mine a treat in the crate before I came down.
Should have done that. That's okay. But everyone have a super great Tuesday, and we will talk to you guys soon. Thank you, Candice.
Thanks.
Bye.